This video will demonstrate ZAM gate, a noise gate for your voice to get rid of background noise when you're not speaking. The issue with gates sometimes is you will lose the very first part of a plosive consonant like P or T. And using a delay line with linear interpolation will preserve the clarity and fidelity of your voice, yet because it's delayed slightly, like about, for this example, 27 milliseconds, the gate will already be open, so you won't lose that very first part, the percussive part of a plosive consonant like P or T. Let me demonstrate that real fast here. We already have it set up. So we're going to play this. This is what the waveform looks like, and you should be able to hear the full letter of the beginning of a P. And here's what it sounds like without the delay line, just using the gate by itself. And again with, just do it like this. And now without the gate, without the delay line. You can even see on the waveform that you've lost So when you measure this too, when you're using the delay line, you get the first 20 or 30 milliseconds that are lost when you don't use the delay line. Here's what we're doing. I have a USB microphone going into a VST host where I have an automatic gain control and an EQ. Comes out of here, first goes to the first input in ZAM gate. This activates the gate. It also comes out of the VST host into a simple delay line, linear interpolation, and then out from there to the input of the second channel of the ZAM gate. And this is where the audio of my voice comes out. Goes to the sound card so I can monitor in low latency what I'm talking about. Also goes to some metering so I can see how strong my voice is. I like to keep it between just under 0 and above 6 or 9, right in that area. It's going to the screen recorder. So going to a VU meter here, as you see on the top right. And this simple scope is connected to the Audacity player. So let me demonstrate the second feature of this ZAM gate that is your attack. You can set the release, and that's up to you how long you want it to hold once you stop talking. So let's go to the second Audacity here that I have it set up. And this is with the attack at its lowest possible setting there at 0.1. As I'm speaking now, I'm up right at the first notch here. But this is just going And you see this peak right here at the top where my cursor is. You get a little snapping sound if you have a sharp attack. So let's go through that. Can you hear that little snap at the beginning? Okay, so then we turn it up just a little bit and try it again. And you can see that the sharp edge at the very beginning is still there, but it's not quite as bad because there's just a little bit of a few milliseconds on the rise time, the attack time. So the little snapping sound sounds a little bit different. It's not quite as high pitched. And then finally we raise it up to where it is now. And you see it's more of an oval shape. So that sounds a little bit better, especially compared to the first one. So that's just a a way to adjust it yourself there using this attack. That seems to be pretty good for me, and this delay time seemed to be just about right. When you measure the, let's spread this out a little bit, and let's see how long we got. That's about 117 milliseconds for that sound. Go over that again. So about 117. So let's go to that's without using the delay line. So I'm losing a little bit of that very first part of the plosive consonant. Okay, let's measure this one. And we'll go back to the first one again. Let's go right to where that edge comes back to the 0 level. We get about 58 there. And about 62. So anyway, that you kind of get the basic idea there. That we've lost just a little bit of the waveform. Especially that first peak. This is more of just a rough looking sine wave. It goes up and then down, whereas the other one, you have a little peak there, and that's that plosive sound coming through. The VST host, here is the automatic gain control. I am sending out of here at about -8 dB. And I kind of judge according to just as a normal speaking voice, without trying to raise my voice. I kind of figure out right in the middle there for the top slider. For me, it's about -20. And again, the -8 is so that the Mequalizer, the very next stage, I can have a little room to peak out some of the frequencies. It's not a big deal when you're lowering things. And as you see, I have the lows all the way down as far as this area goes, this area. And here's what my voice sounds like without it. The voice sounds a little bit dull, and there's just a little bit mid-frequency mud there around 400 or 500. So when I bring it back like this, we have a little peak around 2, a little bit around, between 4 and 5, and then everything else goes down. That also helps to get some of those high frequencies that aren't really necessary for speech, and for some people, if they're too loud, the harsh sibilants can be irritating. And I'm not using a de-esser, so this helps a little bit. So again, my voice with it, and now my voice without it. So I prefer it like this. And this is just a peak reading meter, so I can monitor the general peaks and the RMS averages there of how I'm speaking into the microphone. This is just a general. It's not that accurate, but this is supposed to be a lot more accurate. Anyway, that's one of the advantages of using this delay line with a normal gate. And ZamGate's an LV2 plugin, and it works very well. And it's nice not to notice, after I've recorded this, that I'm missing some of the first syllables because the gate's cutting them off. With a delay line, and at about this level, it's still very low latency, so I don't notice like you do when you're speaking in a theater when you get that bounce back. So I can listen, and it doesn't throw me off. This amount of delay is not that bothersome. It's easy to get used to, and you can still listen to your voice and see how you're sounding as you're speaking. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this helps your audio when you're using microphones and software for podcasting or even for ham radio. Thanks again. Bye-bye.